Ariel Helwani in Las Vegas alongside Tony Ferguson, who meets Kevin Lee on Saturday night at UFC 216 for the interim lightweight title. Tony, it's good to see you. It's good to talk to you.
Hey,
I was worried that you weren't talking to me. Wow, how
Gotcha,
about
brother.
this? A lot
It's
of
cool,
love.
man.
I appreciate
For
it.
sure, man. There's a lot more things to worry about in this world than bullshit.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thanks for being a pro. It's good to see you. You're about to fight for the interim title this time. We were just here back in March. You were about to fight for the interim title. I think you were like standing like right over there.
I was actually over there.
Yeah.
That's where I first started. I went over there, and then Kevin took my spot. It's okay.
Does it feel weird? Like, do you feel like this will only feel like you're actually fighting for a belt finally after all the wins, after all the time, come Saturday when you're facing the guy? Because it seems like you've been burnt many times along the way.
Yeah. I mean, yes and no. I mean, it is what it is. I said I was going to beat everybody in this division, and I've been doing that. I've been sending people packing, and this guy was the only one that wanted to sign on the dotted line. He had enough balls. I mean, Nate, Alvarez, Gaethje, Khabib wasn't in the picture. I mean, unfortunately, and then I don't know why. So what I needed was a dance partner. I don't like to talk a lot of shit, so he covered it.
Were you surprised when it ended up being him of all people? Because back in March, like, he wasn't on the radar necessarily.
He was on the radar. He was up and coming. I mean, he has got a lot of fights. When he took that loss versus Dos Santos, it's like when you lose in a tournament, you have to fight your way back. So that's where those wins accumulated. I can relate. I broke my arm and I had to fight my way back. I only have one loss in the UFC. What sounds better than 12-1, 13-1?
Right.
What sounds better than 9 consecutive, 10? But I'm not really worried about that. What I'm worried about is nothing. I did all the preparations. I say fuck luck. I left that a long time ago, and I really picked it up this camp. And he's the only game opponent, man. I told him, you got to fight a little bit more. You got to market yourself, and you got to bleed a little bit. Well, he's going to fight. He's going to bleed. And he definitely marketed himself to get this fight.
Speaking of marketing, you've been amping it up a little bit on Twitter these days, and it seems like you're not afraid of being the bad guy necessarily.
I wouldn't say bad guy. It's just confident. People mistake my confidence for cockiness, whereas I know damn right what I want to do. I know how hard I'm going to work. Nobody's going to distract it. My wife told me, she's like, I want you to go to Big Bear. When I went up to Big Bear, I didn't even scroll. I didn't even look. I waited until I came down the hill to open it back up. Probably the best thing I could have did, because with Twitter and Instagram, I love my gift wars. I love having fun. And then the cool thing is it's a nice way for me to be able to relate to my fans, to be humanized, because we're not superheroes here. I like to say I'm a superhero because I create chaos when I need to, and that's my superpower, and I can control it and mold it and form it like a Renaissance man and paint that picture for everybody with everybody's blood. But that's what I do.
The big question is, why do you capitalize the first letter of every word on Twitter?
Because it pisses people off, of course. I'm very educated, but I just think it's funny. And then when the people say that, it gets their attention, because the grammar Nazis out there, they need to just chill the fuck out. Because I never read a rule book for Instagram or for Twitter or for any social media. Now, if you want an MLA format or an APA format, I'll write it for you. There's no problem. I'll write you a thesis with a nice hypothesis to back it up. So
like
if we really want to, we can go that route. But I like messing around with people because it gets them to interact with me. And if they want to interact negatively or positively, I'm always going to be positive, straight up.
But doesn't it take a lot longer to capitalize every first letter and every word?
Maybe it did, but Siri recognizes it already, so she already does it for me.
Okay.
So when it messes up and it goes like a straight text and everything, I do it just for fun. And it's awesome because I know it gets to people. And for me, I don't think that's a bad guy thing. I think it's funny. I think it's another way for me to, I don't like to talk shit. So if I can capitalize the first and the last, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start capitalizing the first and the last part of the word.
Just to really piss people off.
Really piss people off. But I do it for fun. It's not like because I'm uneducated. It's just because it's a fun thing. And people take Twitter and Instagram way too serious. I mean, really, it's so funny that, just so funny.
What's going on between you and Ali abdel-Aziz? He was on my show on Monday and was saying a lot of things about you. I mean, it's very rare to see a fighter and a manager of another fighter go at it like this on Twitter and things like that. What's the crux of the issue here?
Well, apparently I'm not the only one he has problems with. There's your answer. The guy's just got a chip on his shoulder for anybody that's different, I guess. Different meaning, not him. I mean, in straight in reality, it's like with him, I'm willing to squash the shit. I don't have anything against the dude. Like I said, there's so many other things that are crazy going on in this world. Hurricanes, earthquakes, shootings, bombings, fucking whatever it is.
Yeah.
That shit right there needs to stop, dude. We're all brothers in arms here. We're here for one reason, which is what? One love. We all bleed the same fucking color at the end of the day, man. Straight up. So if he's got beef, and if he's got beef with me, then whatever, dude. Go ahead, have your beef. You can eat it too, man. Where's the fucking beef? Verdum had beef with me, but he was one of the dudes I used to look up to. You know what I mean? They used to call me a little small Verdum. You know, it's crazy how shit happens. But like when you have things like this that happen during the week, all that shit dissipates, man.
How are you dealing with all of that, being the headliner for the first major event here in Las Vegas since what happened and just being in the city? I think you were in Las Vegas on Sunday, right?
We were before that, but it sucked, man. Um, I didn't. My family just got done with church. They just my wife and her parents and my son, they love music. When they got done with church, they were gonna head over to the fair. I was just getting done with recovery at Complete Wellness here in Las Vegas, and I was on my way to go get food because that's what we do. We went to the store to go get food for the cooler, and my wife tells me don't come back. And my brother-in-law hits me up saying that he heard all this stuff, and they had multiple people, and it was just like a crazy plethora of thoughts and things. And I'm just so surprised that they're still allowing this fight. I mean, that just kind of just says something where it's like when you lose and you win your next fight, you're only as good as your last fight. Instead of forgetting it, I'm bringing it with me. I'm bringing all that, the people that were harmed and that were injured, they're not here anymore. The people that went through the bullshit and that had that sense of security missing. That's bullshit, man.
Would you rather not fight on Saturday?
Be professional about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, is your heart into it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to let this guy beat me. I'm very focused. I'm very honed in, and I have the ability to take the chaos and mold it. Like I said, that's my superhero power, to be able to hone it in and to do what I want with it. And for me, the best thing I can do is, I'll tell you why. It will give me inspiration. There was a dude. We were trying to get back to the hotel for my family, and the streets were completely empty. Everybody was blockaded. I don't know if anybody saw that. You couldn't get into the hotels. Everybody was armed to the gills. And we're trying to get back, and when we do, everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy, and everybody's looking at each other like they're crazy. And it was just like one of the most craziest things that you could ever like go through, man. I mean, I forgot the fucking question. Like, I don't even care. I mean, really, if the fight happens, if it's gonna happen, but we have to be professional about it.
Your wife and your son were going to go to that festival?
They were gonna go to the festival. My wife had a gut feeling. She's like, no, we're gonna go.
Wow.
You know, so it's a crazy one, but like my wife, she has a gut feeling, and when she had the gut feeling for me to go to Big Bear, to go and train, to get out of the media and stuff, that was the smartest thing I could have did, because the only way that people would have interviewed me is if they went up that mountain with me. 8,800 feet.
Tony, I appreciate it very much. Best of luck to you on Saturday. It's great to talk to you.
Appreciate you, bro.